Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where today we are talking about the books that I plan to read in the month of May. And there's a lot of them, so let's just jump right into it. And the first book is the book that my oldest child picked out, which is How to Twist a Dragon's Tail by Cressida Cowell, the fifth book in the How to Train Your Dragon series. I have been slowly making my way through this series at my child's request, so there you go. In this particular one, our main character of Hiccup Horrendous Haddock III, Viking in training, is now on an adventure because the Firestone from Volcano Island has been stolen, and so the volcano is becoming active again, which is making a bunch of dragon eggs, hatch, and it's all going to be a big problem unless Hiccup can stop it. I enjoyed the last book. It's been a little bit more of a hit or miss series for me, but that's primarily because I don't generally like elementary school books, but it has been more or less enjoyable, and I'm hoping that it continues with this book. After that, we have Chimes at Midnight and The Winter Long by Shannon Mayer. These are books 7 and 8 in the Toby Day series. This is a series about October Day, who is a half fae, half human knight who kind of is often asked to solve slightly unusual problems because she is the one that is best suited to solve these problems. Now, in Chimes at Midnight, the 7th book, Toby has decided to take on the drug trade. Now, the drug of choice for fairy is goblin fruit, and it has some very, very unpleasant side effects to anybody who has any drop of human blood in them. And so she takes it on, and everything immediately falls apart. And the only description on the back for book number 8 is, Toby thought she understood her own past. She thought she knew the score. She was wrong. It's time to learn the truth. And I think I know what this is about, and I'm really, really excited. This is a reread, so I'm very excited to get into those books. After that, I am going to read a couple books that have come into my house recently. The first being Deathsworn by Leah? I'm not sure. But this has actually been on a TBR before, and I really do actually want to read it. But essentially, our main character of Eleni, her magic is fading out, which means that all the good things she had going for her are kind of fading with it. She is sent off to the assassin's school to teach sorcery there. However, the last tutors have kind of disappeared within weeks of each other and under mysterious circumstances. So she is investigating because she obviously has a vested interest in not disappearing as well. It is a YA trilogy, and this is the first book, and I am very excited to see how this goes. Next is Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. I have no idea what to expect from this, you guys. I have never read a Brandon Sanderson, and for anybody who's freaking out that this is where I'm starting with Brandon Sanderson, don't worry. I know that most people don't recommend starting here, so if I don't like it, I will still keep an open mind about his other work. But Steelheart is essentially a superhero story, except all the people that got superpowers ended up kind of going evil. And there's a group of people that do fight back against them, but from what I understand, they do not have superpowers themselves. Enter David. David hates Steelheart, which is the main bad guy, because Steelheart killed David's dad, and so he is joining up with the Reckoners to try to get back at Steelheart. That is what I know. I am very interested to see how Brandon Sanderson takes this story. I'm just a little bit hesitant because the last time we took on, I don't know, the last really big superhero book that I read that was new to me was the Marissa Mayer series. I'm blanking on the title of it. I'll put it down below. But in any case, I know the latest one is Renegades. There we go. Renegades by Marissa Mayer. I did not like it. I really didn't like it. So I'm hoping that this is not terrible. Either way, I'm going to try it. And then the last book that is not actually in my house right now, but will be appearing, is Network Effect by Martha Wells. This comes out May 5th, and I'm not actually sure when I'm going to receive it because I'm going to put my order in, but I know that the bookstore that I'm ordering from is a week behind on fulfillment of these orders, and they're only mailing out. So it's like, I'll put in the order. The soonest it's probably going to get sent out is like the 12th, and then it has to still get to me. So I don't know exactly when I honestly, like, if everything goes well, I'll be able to read it in May, but I may not be able to. Either way, if I get it, I am going to read it because it's the 5th book in the Murderbot Diaries. I am so excited. This is my favorite series, science fiction series. I love it so, so much. I don't know actually almost anything about it other than we're continuing on Murderbot's journey to kind of figure out who they are and what all of that means. And I'm very excited. It is a full-length novel. The rest of the books in the series were novellas. So I am very excited to see what Martha Wells does when she has more room to kind of explore. So, yay, very excited. And then the remaining books that are on my list, I decided that I needed to focus on series because I realized that I'm in the middle of like 25 to 30 series, and that is making me a little anxious, and so I don't really like that. And so what I'm going to do this month is really focus on the series that I have been working on so that I can finish them or at least get caught up. And the first book to do that is Head On by John Scalzi. This is the second book in the Lock-In series. In this particular series, we are following a world that had a pandemic. And for anybody who caught this particular disease, there was a chance that you could have this very unusual symptom where your brain worked just fine. You just could not move your body. You could do nothing with your body. You were locked into your body. And so present day in this book, they have done a lot of research like into neural networks and all this kind of stuff so that these locked in individuals can still interact with the outside world. Enter our main character of Chris Shane, who is one of these locked in individuals and is also an FBI agent. And their partner is Leslie Vann, and they go investigate murders, right? And they tend to specialize more in these murders that involve locked in individuals in some way. I don't remember the exact description of this book, but it is a murder mystery. That is what I know. There you go. I am excited to read this because I really liked the first one. So, after that, I have a shorter, like a novella, which is Dark Swan by Gena Showalter. This is the book 2.5 of the Otherworld Assassins paranormal romance trilogy. Now, I read the first 2 books and they were good, not amazing. I'm probably not going to keep them. I don't think I have any intention of keeping them. And I actually thought that Dark Swan was the 3rd book. Cue my surprise and massive amounts of disappointment to find out that it's not the 3rd book. It's just a novella that are following 2 characters that I didn't actually care too much about. Now, I am still giving this a chance because I did enjoy Gena Showalter's writing. I thought that it was good. It drew me in, and I'm willing to give it a shot. But I am sad that it's not the 3rd book, and it's looking like the 3rd book may or may not ever come out. So, there you go. But I am going to give it a shot. I am going to go in with an open mind that she can make me love these characters, and we will just see how it goes. I actually don't know much about it, which is why I'm not saying much about it. It's a romance. It's a novella. That's what I got. And then I have the Elemental series by Shannon Mayer. I need to finish this series out. I need to read book 4, 5, 6, and 7, which is Windburn, Rootbound, Ash, and Destroyer. I am hoping to actually finish this series. It shouldn't be terribly hard. They are between 200 and 250 pages a piece, so it is at least plausible that I can do this. But this is a series that has been, I've been making my way through it for way too long, essentially. Like, I've had the 4th book on my monthly TBRs for like 4 months. So I'm just going to read it. And, but this series is about a magic user who is not human. Like, I think they call themselves fairies, but it's not what you would generally think of when you think of the Fae. So, but she's a magic user that is not human, and she is really bad at magic. So, and then in the first book, she is actually accused of treason. So she is given a choice of either basically death or go become a guard. So she goes and becomes a guard, and obviously she wants to investigate why she was accused of this treasonous act, which she did not do. And the story kind of goes from there. This is a very interesting series for anybody who's not used to like novella or short novel series. Because it's so short, you don't have a lot of time to really expand on characters or world building or anything like that. So it feels much more like a comic book series where you get a little bit at a time and it builds from there. And that's really what this series has done. But it is really fast paced. It has really been fun to read the first three. So I am hoping the last four do more of the same. And I am very excited to finish this series out, hopefully. And then the last books on my TBR are Shadow Study, Night Study, and Dawn Study. This is an entire trilogy. I have actually already read Shadow Study, but I need to reread it. But this is the Soulfinder trilogy by Maria V. Snyder. It is also books 4, 5, and 6 in the study series. It's kind of a, two trilogies as a one series kind of thing. Anyway. And this follows our main character of Yelena, who is a magic user from a magic user kind of country. And her lover is from their bordering country who hates magic. They hate magic. And so and at least in this first book, they are trying really hard to avert a war. But Yelena has lost her magic powers. And the trilogy kind of goes from there. I don't actually know much about the second or third book. But I did enjoy the first trilogy that started with Poison Study, so I am really excited to get into this. And this is one that they've been on my shelf for so long that it's kind of ridiculous. I just want to get into it. This is the thing that above all else, I want to finish this trilogy. I would like to read the whole of the Elemental series, but honestly, the Soulfinder trilogy, that's really what I'm going to go for. But that is it, you guys. I am so excited to get into these books. They are things that I have been excited to read for a while. So I'm excited that I'm just excited to get into them. But let me know down below, have you read any of these books? Do they look interesting to you? What are you planning on reading for the month of May? Let me know. But that's all I got. So until next time, have happy reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.